Tactics are what we do on the fire ground to carry out each of those strategies, the RECEO-VS. But in modern fire ground operations, there's been some changes to the way we think about this. Again, we always have rescue as our priority because our three major priorities are life safety, incident stabilization, and property conservation. But we want to also look at rescue, and then once we get past knowing what we have to do to effect a rescue, the way that we control a fire. We look at exposures. Exposure protection is important. We have to look at the ability to keep the fire contained to where it was when we first arrived. We look at confinement. Again, key when we control the exposures to keeping the fire confined. We look at a fire that's involved in a house like this. Maybe the exposures are the houses next door. If the fire is not so far involved, we might be able to confine or contain the fire to the room of origin. Again, confinement is another consideration. Extinguishment, putting the fire out, that's always the number one goal, because once we extinguish the fire, we've put it out. It's no longer going to cause any more damage. But then we look at overhaul, very important. A lot of times companies are too quick to leave the scene, not making sure that the fire is completely out, only to go back for a rekindle. And then of course there's ventilation and salvage, which we can do at any time in the operation. Ventilation is important because we want to control the environment. We discussed that in last week's assignment. In this week's assignment, we're going to look at the different tactical objectives. We're going to look at the strategies, and we're going to look at how we carry them out. Each of the tactical objectives, rescue, exposures, confinement, extinguishment, overhaul, ventilation, and salvage, there are different ways that we carry out those tactics, okay? There's different ways that we actually perform them. I want you to come up with some different ideas about how you do your rescues, how you do your confinement, and discuss how you would apply those concepts to a structure fire. Do some research, find a video on YouTube, and then I want you to comment about that video. In your discussion posting, I want you to link the video that you found and just talk about the different components of how you would tackle that fire utilizing RECEO-VS. Identify the different components of the fire call from beginning to end. It's going to take a little bit of research to find a call that you can actually see from beginning to end, but there's a number of them out there, and I want you to be able to comment on it in your video posting. Remember to make your initial posting before Tuesday at 11 p.m. and to comment on your fellow students' video and posting before 11 p.m. on Saturday. Make sure to put the link for your YouTube video that you're using to critique within the dialog box for your discussion. Look forward to a good assignment and a good conversation and good discussion this week.